And going back to the issue of fatigue, Mr. McCormack said that told Four Corners, the Four Corners episode that was broadcast in September last year, that in the end it's only the pilot who can decide whether he's fatigued or he or she's fatigued and unable to conduct a flight. Do you agree with that?
In the context of a fatigue risk management system, Senator, yes, there is an ultimate decision a pilot needs to be made with appropriate knowledge and training as to whether their fatigue state makes them fit for the flight.
So all the things leading up to having why have a fatigue risk management system then?
Because the fatigue risk management system is meant to minimise the likelihood a pilot will be put in a position where he or she has to make a decision that they are fatigued to the point where it would not be safe to fly.
And in terms of Pellaire's fatigue risk management system, is that something that you consider the ATSB adequately analysed?
Adequate for the purpose of our investigation, Senator, yes. On having made the point that having assessed and reassessed the contribution of fatigue to the formation of this accident, we didn't see that we needed to understand a broader context for fatigue risk management in this case.
Do you have software that can assist you in assessing fatigue? You know, there's some mathematical models and software that helps you assist with fatigue. Have you had that in the past?
We have from time to time used models like FADE, Senator. Right. My experts in this area always caution me against the use of such models that essentially mathematical or even arithmetic models can be useful indicators, but not much more.
I'm not saying they should be so prescriptive, but I'm saying there are software programs that relate to that to help you assess, to help you at least consider the issue of fatigue. Put it that way. Is that fair?
That's fair, Senator. And all I'm saying is that there's a lot of research that also says that they're not particularly reliable.
Could I just seek some clarification with your indulgence, Senator Denham? I mean, my difficulty with fatigue, and I clearly remember that trip to Perth where both pilots nodded off to sleep, if you recall that one, do you?
Before my time, Senator, but I'm aware of it, yes.
Yep. Which is pretty interesting. But my difficulty with having a model for fatigue would be, would the model show whether the pilot was out pole dancing or marathon running, etc., in his time off? You know, I mean, a lot depends on what the pilot does in his time off.
The question, Senator, I'm probably less colourful than you. The question relates both to available, the opportunity for rest and the quality of rest and the extent to which that opportunity is appropriately availed of.
So in this case, you're not to know, it wasn't pole dancing, but it was just a noisy motel room?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, how you overcome that factor in...
Chair, could I just come in there too? But as we've heard, there was 3 different stories from the pilot as to how much rest he got. And with the greatest respect, I think it deflects from the work of the committee, because if you've got one man saying 3 different things,
Well,
and no one knows about fatigue management more than me because I don't do it too well. But coming from my ex-industry, that's what I was doing for about 4 years, arguing the toss about fitness for duty.
I hope it'll help the committee if I make one observation there, so at least there's an understanding of why we gave the weighting we did to one particular version of that over another. The assessment we most principally rely on, which was there was a reasonably adequate use of the available sleep for an extended period, was on the basis of our interview under the protections of the Transport Safety Investigation Act at an early stage when memory was still fresh. And so we would give more weighting to that first, not quite contemporaneous recall over some of the others.